Morning, I'm gonna do one last kind of test batch for my oven. I've given it a little bit of a break this week just because it wasn't preheating properly or maintaining its temperature. But I do have this big honkin' loaf that I had made earlier this week, and oh my, and I need to bake it. So I did get it to go to 450, and I have my deep dish baker in there preheating, so we'll get, oh my, ooh. This is very, very proof for sure. I haven't made a normal size loaf in a few days, or I don't know, even longer, I guess. Gosh, now I wish I had my Dutch oven here, but it's at my parents', so I'm gonna pull out my deep dish baker here. This. Oh my, a very meaty lady here. This is a very big loaf. All right, I think the more I mess with this, the more problems I'm probably gonna cause. So we're gonna pop this in the oven at 450 for 20 minutes, and I'll come back and take the lid off. All right, let's limit of truth. Well, she got a nice spring to her. I am going to drop the temperature here to 400. It says it's now at 270 degrees. It should be at 450. So I'm gonna put this back in for 35 minutes at least. Yeah, my oven is showing that it's at 275. Should have been at 450. We're gonna get it back up to 400, hopefully, and keep it in there for minimum 35 minutes. I guess I'll come back and see how it does. I put this in for 35 minutes at 400. Again, my temperature said like 275 or 2, I don't know. Not where I wanted it to be, but this does look pretty good. And it actually got like overly crisp almost. That's so freaking weird. All right, let's just take the temperature here to make sure that it's cooked all the way through. 205. I wonder why it got so crispy on the top, especially with my temperature not being as high as I wanted it to. I am going to pop this back in for, I think, 5 more minutes with the lid on. And we'll check the temp then. All right, it appears like it held its temperature. I even bumped it up to 425 and it didn't go back down. So I put it in for 5 more minutes with the lid on. Let's see what we're working with. I'm sure it's fine now. I don't know. I don't trust my oven, so that makes me very leery. Little faith now in my oven. I need to figure out how I can avoid getting all of these dents that I get in the sides from my parchment paper. Hot! Okay, we'll cut into this in about an hour. I did end up throwing this straight onto the oven rack just to kind of crisp up these sides here, but I've let it cool for an hour, so we'll see what we're working with here. Again, I made this not really knowing when I was gonna cook it and before I knew my oven was gonna have so many problems, but there she be. I'm very happy with that. Looks good. I still don't feel comfortable selling bread that I'm making in my own oven right now. It's still really warm, but I don't really care. Yeah, that's it. Again, let me know if you've had any issues with your oven that you've successfully been able to fix.